Now, if you've ever played a single round of golf, I guarantee you somebody has told you to keep your head down, keep your head still, and you're lifting up if you hit a bad shot. Then you also hear golf instructors talk about how you don't have to keep your head down. You'll see players like David Duval who actually, when they come to contact, turn their head toward the target a little bit. So if you had to keep your head down, he wouldn't be very good, and he played some fantastic golf. Well, I'm actually here to tell you that keeping your head down is real, and it can help you with your hand-eye coordination. And then we're going to get to why maybe turning your head up may be good or bad for you depending on your situation. First, let's get to when it matters to keep your head down. I'm a big believer, and I see most all great players, when they set up to the golf ball and they start their backswing, their head does not move very much. I see a lot of players that struggle with contact that will do this. They'll turn their shoulders to level, and what happens is my left shoulder starts to push across my chin, it gets in the way of my chin, and all of a sudden my head starts to really slide off the golf ball. Or I might see players that kind of lean back this way and all of a sudden the head is going this way. What I want you to do is I want you to set up with your head a little bit behind the golf ball, and then from there, I want you to feel like your shoulders turn down to allow your head to be pretty stable. I don't want a lot of head movement in the backswing, or it's kind of like somebody's moving that golf ball around on you and you lose track of where it's at. You're not going to hit it as consistently. So put a club across your shoulders. I want my left shoulder to turn down, and I want my butt end of the club, if I have it across my shoulders, to be pointing behind the golf ball and down toward the golf ball. If I do this at all and it's level, now all of a sudden this left shoulder is completely in my way, and what's going to end up happening if you do that is you're not going to make much of a shoulder turn, and you're not going to have very much power. If I want to get a lot of power, I got to get that left shoulder to turn down. That way it goes under my chin. I can get this big shoulder turn like the pros, and it's not in the way. It's not moving my head. Same thing with the right shoulder. It has to go up to allow me to really load up and get that big turn without my shoulders moving my head out of the way. That's a big key for consistency. Again, the more your head moves around in the backswing, the more that ball looks like to your eyes, or what's called proprioception, that it's moving around. It's going to be tougher to hit a moving ball than it is a still ball. Also, in the first half of the downswing, what I want you to do is, as you've made this good turn, your head should be behind the golf ball at this point. And from there, as you shift your weight to the left, I don't want to slide way in front of it. Again, my head is moving way up here. There's no good players that get their head way in front of the golf ball and can play very well, because from there, I'm either going to have to flip or I'm going to chop straight down on the golf ball. I have to keep my head behind the golf ball so that I can get my body in a position to where I can release in front and hit that ball down the fairway. So again, that first move down, after I've made this good stable position in the backswing, it's okay if my head stays a little bit behind the golf ball, maybe even drops slightly to the right. It's not going to be moving a ton, but it's okay if it stays a little behind the golf ball as it's happening, to get my body lined up to where I can really hit that ball forward. You can see it's so easy to hit the golf ball. I can't stop from hitting it. I'm hitting it even when I'm not trying to. But here, in all seriousness, as long as I stay behind that golf ball, my head doesn't move in front, I'm going to be pretty daggone good. Now here's the caveat. Once I get to about here, the swing is so fast from here to here, it doesn't matter what your eyes see. A lot of times players will never even see the golf ball as they make contact. For me, it's kind of like it almost just goes underwater. It's a blur. I'm just visualizing where the golf ball is going to go. And you may see a guy like David Duval, once he gets to here, his head starts to turn up. That's completely fine. Once you've made your backswing, once you've started your downswing, if that head hasn't moved all over the place, it hasn't gotten in front of the golf ball, it doesn't really matter what happens after that. You're going to be able to hit it pretty daggone good. So let's go ahead and try this out. A little tilt behind. I'm going to get my shoulders tilted, big turn, and I'm going to keep my head still the first half of the downswing. Let's give that a whirl. There we go. Really hit that one well. And you'll notice there, when I did that, my head may have moved down a little bit. It's more the left and right motion that really throws everything for a loop. You may see a guy like Rory McIlroy get his head to lower a little bit, and that's okay. I don't see that being a problem for most players. It's when we start doing this and my head goes over here, or we start doing this and my head starts getting in front, I don't see any great players being able to play good golf doing that. Up and down, not so bad, because I can keep my sensation of where I'm at in relationship to the golf ball. Left and right really throws a wrench in the works. So there's something to this, and the main thing is actually your spine angle. This is one of the 5 fundamentals of the golf swing, 5 real fundamentals of the golf swing. It's what I call the stable fluid spine. And I want to tilt my spine away from contact, and I want to rotate around that spine angle so that my head can stay back, my head can stay still, and I almost create this as my center point, and my body is just rotating around that spine angle back and through. If you can do that, your head's going to stay still naturally. And if you can do that, you're going to be able to deliver the club squarely through the golf ball a whole lot more consistently. So again, that's what I call the stable fluid spine, and I'm going to play a preview of one of my best stable fluid spine videos here in a second. All you need to do is go ahead and click the card that pops up on your screen. If you don't see a card, don't worry about that. Go down to the description below and click the link there, and you can get instant access to this video. Here I'm going to talk about how to properly set up the body so that I can get my spine angle tilted away, which is what most people get wrong. They get it too far up and down. Once I get it tilted away, then I can rotate around my body, and I'm going to give you some of the secrets to making that happen. So I'm going to play a preview of that video here in a second. All you need to do is click that card again, like I said, it pops up on your screen. If you don't see it, click the link down below in the description, and I can't wait to share with you the stable fluid spine to keep your head still and to make a whole lot more consistent contact. Let's go and get started. What is it that allows us to have consistency in the golf swing, and what is it that allows that consistency to fall apart and create some bad rounds? That's what we're going to talk about in this video today. Let's go ahead and get started. Everything that happens in the golf swing is initially dictated by what happens with the spine. So if we're looking at a skeleton, you know, my spine's in the center of my body, and everything else in my body is attached to my spine. So my shoulders are attached to my spine, my arms attached to my shoulders, and then my arms are going to be actually swinging the club. Now when I see players that are really struggling, those guys that are hitting it out in the woods right, they're hitting in the left, then they have a few good holes, what's happening is their spine angle is changing. As they go to the top of the swing, maybe they have a reverse pivot, spine's angled back, falling back to the right, but there's a lot of inconsistency in that. And what happens is, as good athletes as we all are, the #1 fundamental in golf, correct, keep it nice and stable, but fluid, we're going to be able to hit those good clean shots time and time again, and that's what I'm going to show you in this series of videos. Henrik Stenson, top 5 in both driving distance and accuracy. Rory McIlroy here, playing some of the best golf that anybody's ever played, and you can see just how stable.